this topic of core development, guys. I got here top 10 projects by core developers over the last 365 days. And you can see top 10 goes like this: Ethereum, Metamask, Chainlink, Internet Computer, Hedera, Cardano, OP, Sui, Walrus, and Kusama. So that's the top 10 there. Now, the question that I'm posing is this: is core development the most important metric in the crypto space? Because when you think about it, without core developers, nothing really gets done. So it would make sense that the networks with the strongest levels of core development would be able to kick out, deploy applications at a much faster rate, which lends to the rate of adoption. Rate of adoption obviously correlates to the rate of price action, whether up or down. Slow adoption rate, slow price performance. Fast adoption rate, you got Solana. All right. All of those things, though, start at the core. So I love Token Terminal for piecing this together. And I promise you guys, I'm not partnered with Token Terminal at all. But if y'all do want to link with me, all right, I like what y'all doing, shoot me an email. But I didn't want to make it seem like I was promoting them. I have not seen this data being recorded anywhere else. That is why I'm trying to get as many people as I can exposed to this platform. It's also in the DHN starter kit to that exact point. But when you really take a look at this list, guys, and you dig deep, it really raises a few questions, particularly for MetaMask. Because MetaMask is the ultimate Web3 gateway. It was Web3 before Web3 was Web3. And you can take a look just at the few connections. These are just the snaps, okay? MetaMask created another integration, another piece of software that allowed even more networks to plug into the MetaMask architecture. So when I saw them jump to the top of this leaderboard, and this was shortly after the whole Hedera thing, right? I said, they're getting ready to do something. I have heard numerous rumors about MetaMask getting ready to drop a coin, their own signature hardware wallet. The company itself may be getting ready to go public. MetaMask is an OG. It's an offshoot from Ethereum, not in build, but in the people that put it together. I believe they originally worked under Ethereum, and MetaMask was originally intended to be an extension of Ethereum. It was supposed to be the wallet for any Ethereum-based application. That is why any Ethereum dApp that you interact with, you need MetaMask. But since then, MetaMask has, of course, broadened its reach and now incorporates a lot of Ethereum competitors and other layer 2s. So this number makes sense to me. And it could also be an indicator of what's around the corner. Because when you look further down the list, you got Chainlink, which we know what they have been up to with the likes of Visa, MasterCard, banks in Australia, things of that nature, Swift. So they should be up here. Internet Computer, much the same story. That's an interoperability play, an infrastructure play. So when you're dealing with Internet Computer, a lot of the applications don't just live on ICP. They're connected to other networks like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and now Solana. So that makes sense. The Hedera number, I'm not trying to rag on Hedera, but it was 168 last week. What is going on? Developer retention. I think that's another important conversation that needs to be discussed, because in the process of digging through this, right? Okay. Oh, this is, yeah, let me share this quote really quickly. I was going to lead us into a report on developer activity that I discovered, but this is great. I win this bet. This is Dominic Williams, creator of ICP. He posted out back in February about the self-writing internet. He says, I win this bet or eat my hat. The self-writing internet will enable anyone to use AI to build, update fully on-chain sovereign apps on the internet computer. And by the end of 2025, most crypto developers will be ICP developers. Okay, again, back to the point I made a few moments ago. If that's the case, these numbers are about to get very, very interesting, right? Well, let's jump forward here. This is the report that I was talking about. Electric Capital published this in December of 2024. And as you can see, it accounts for a lot of years of data going back to about 2016 here, 2015. I'll leave a link to the report in the show notes. But I want to bring your attention to this chart here and really take a good look at this chart, guys. Because what you'll see is there's a spike in developer activity during a bull cycle and a dramatic drop off in a bear. The concerning thing is that when you get to the far right of this chart, 2024, we've experienced quite the significant price rally, but the developer activity hasn't. So this either shows us that it's harder to bring developers into the blockchain space, or traditional developers are not as interested in the blockchain space. This also could indicate a consolidation of developer activity in the blockchain space down to just a select number of chains. And as you can tell by the headline, Solana in 2024 was the king for bringing in new developers. At one point, it even surpassed, as you can see here in July, became the first ecosystem to onboard more developers than Ethereum since 2016. So clearly, core development is crucially important, guys. And a lot of people give Solana flack for their immense rise to the top. Well, when you take a look at this data, does the amount of core development contribute to that rise? How can we blame the people at Solana for building an environment that caters to developers that would encourage them to build? You can't get mad at that. But I bring this chart up just to emphasize the importance of you should know who's developing on the network that you hold. And if it's hard to find that data, or that data is inconsistent across multiple platforms, in the case of the Hedera network, then it should raise a red flag. Shouldn't rule out anything, because we are still so early that a lot of these data points, they're not fully established. There needs to be more token terminals. There needs to be more electric capitals. There needs to be more DeFi llamas. There needs to be more Masaris in order for us to get a full view, a full understanding of the activity that goes on behind the scenes, that goes on chain.